Welcome to What's New in Burbank.
The Burbank Central Library celebrated the grand opening of Spark Digital Media Lab, a new technology learning space that brings together state-of-the-art equipment used to create music, movies, animation, video games, and more.
The opening of the lab means opportunity. It means that people who have never had access or even sometimes exposure to the tools that are necessary to work in the creative media industry or even just fulfill your own desires for that creativity are suddenly available to everyone.
Spark provides the community access to learn from experts in the media and technology industries and gain the necessary skills to thrive in the future workforce.
All you need for access is to have a library card, which is free for anyone who's in the area, and then you can get access to the full Adobe Creative Suite, to all the specialized equipment for video production, sound production, animation, 3D design, virtual reality, and it really opens up possibilities for people, teens and adults who are either interested in this as a career field, want to support their own education, or have an idea for something that they want to build, a business or a TV series or a podcast, or who knows what people will come up with.
For more information about Spark Digital Media Lab, please visit www.burbanklibrary.org.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On Tuesday, January 14th, Warner Brothers and Worth Real Estate Group hosted an invitation-only groundbreaking ceremony celebrating the start of construction of a new 800,000 square foot building complex referred to as the Second Century Project. On hand were several notables, including the project's designer, noted architect Frank Gehry, who is famous for such world-class buildings as the Guggenheim Bilbao in Spain, the Dancing House in Prague, and a little bit closer to home, the Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown Los Angeles.
Hong Kong, Paris, Prague, Berlin, New York, and Los Angeles. These are all homes to Frank Gehry buildings. Buildings designed for prestigious names like Louis Vuitton and Guggenheim. Today, Warner Brothers, Worth, and Burbank join this list of prominent names and places. We celebrate the groundbreaking of a new iconic building that marks Warner Brothers' second century of doing business in Burbank.
The project is expected to be not only a landmark for Burbank, but for the entire state of California as well, prompting a celebratory visit to Burbank from the Californian-in-Chief, Governor Gavin Newsom.
There ain't anything bigger than this project in all of Southern California. This is a big deal. Those 2+ million hours of work, that's a big deal. Not just to Burbank, though big deal to Burbank, to the entire region and the entire state.
The Second Century Project is scheduled for completion in 2023, just in time for Warner Brothers' 100th anniversary celebration. In the late 1990s, Burbank's Elmwood neighborhood was infested with gangs. The neighborhood was unsafe for residents to live in, and the homes were in need of major repair. The city as a whole, alongside the Burbank Police Department, having had enough of the crime, cracked down on the corruption, driving the gangs out, and the city began efforts to improve the buildings within the neighborhood.
At its height, the street was a real magnet for criminal activity. Gang members from rival gangs would come down here to shoot at the local gang. They would shoot the streetlights out at night. People that lived in these homes frequently would sleep in bathtubs because they were concerned that the gunfire coming through the walls and stuff would injure them.
In October 1997, the Burbank Housing Corporation, BHC, was formed as a private nonprofit organization with the mission to develop, upgrade, and preserve housing opportunities for lower and moderate income households and to provide services that would enrich the quality of life of residents. The BHC began by managing properties purchased by the city of Burbank, focusing on those within the Elmwood neighborhood. The revitalization has taken several years, and the Burbank Housing Corporation is critical in maintaining and preserving that effort.
It's a monument to the city of Burbank that anybody can come down here that knows what it was like, see how vibrant it is now, and how much better the folks are that live on this street now. There's no comparison.
It's a lot better for the children. Children have a better quality of life, and parents do too now because they're not always worried about the children all the time.
In 2011, efforts were expanded beyond rehabilitation with an opportunity to assemble 4 contiguous properties with severe, substandard housing conditions in the Golden State neighborhood by the airport. With assistance from the city, BHC constructed a new 20-unit development on Catalina Avenue that was built to condominium standards, allowing for a condo conversion project in the future. Another highlight of the last 20 years was partnering with Habitat for Humanity for the Keeler Home Ownership Development, 8 ownership units including Centennial House, that was a highlight to celebrate Burbank's 100 years. BHC also houses special needs populations and has developed several transitional housing units for homeless families with children, emancipated youth, victims of domestic violence, and homeless veterans.
Whenever we go in a neighborhood, we improve it. Now, a lot of people think, oh, low-cost housing, they're going to bring in a bunch of bad people, etc. We have wonderful tenants and very strict rules, thanks to our staff. Generally, the neighboring owners of apartment houses start fixing them up and making them better. So I think we've improved Burbank tremendously.
During the last 20 years, BHC has acquired, rehabilitated, and developed more than 300 units to address blighted conditions and overcrowding. If that weren't enough, BHC has combined affordable housing with services that enrich the quality of life of residents, especially that of our youth. The award-winning Elmwood Achievement Center was developed to act as a resource center providing multiple programs to benefit the community's children and their guardians. Its success has been so great that it was later duplicated in additional neighborhoods, adding additional family resource centers in Burbank. BHC also manages 2 child care centers, the Peter McGrath Development Center and the Mary Alice O'Connor Family Center that offers 20% of spaces at subsidized rates for lower-income families. BHC continues to work with the city in identifying other funds to leverage, and hopes to also include private donations in future smaller-scale developments that address and meet the City Council's and the community's housing goals and needs.
What got us off to a very good start was our president was Al Cottrell, who just did a fantastic job and got us all moving in the same direction. And he decided right off the bat that we needed a paid director.
So in 1999, BHC's board of directors voted to hire Judith Arandez as the organization's first executive director, a leadership role she has put her mind, body, and soul into over the past 20 years.
She has been the backbone and put the whole thing together.
I think I am totally blessed to have a job that has that effect on people, that I can actually measure what we have been able to accomplish. I don't think a lot of people can say that in terms of their jobs, that they can go out, stand in front of a property, know the people who live there, and know that they are better off for what you have done. That is an amazing feeling that we'll always take with me.
Today is a time to celebrate the 20 years of working together with the Burbank Housing Corporation to create neighborhoods that house our lower-income residents, providing programming and services needed to succeed, and celebrating the revitalization of neighborhoods. Thanks for watching What's New in Burbank.